to Beltane in the Park at the Unitarian Universalist Church here in Huntington. I am your 3 p.m. speaker, Reverend Mark Angelo Lyons. My magical name is Lord L-Star Mooncrow. Just call me Mal. It's my initials. Mark Angelo Lyons. I know it means evil, and in the 80s, you should have seen me. So I'm giving a talk today, a mini workshop on called Witches Intuition, which I could talk about for years. I'm going to do this 30 minutes, and then 15 minutes questions and answers. First questions and answers, something about intuition would be nice. After that, I'll answer whatever the hell you want until they kick us out. Cool? So we're going to start with a little prayer thing. I know pagans ain't always cool with prayer, but it's essential to me. If you saw what I had to deal with on a daily basis, Mark, Satan's in my knife drawer. He can't be. He's running Congress. So let's all just take a nice deep breath, close your eyes, do whatever you got to do to get yourself in a meditative state. Focus on your breath, be in the now. And while you're doing that, I'm going to offer this simple but powerful gift. Oh, and please put phones on silent or vibrate. If vibrate, put them somewhere fun and interesting. Does anybody else hear that? Or is I'm just checking. At least the guitars were good. Okay. Dearest God, Goddess, all that is, we surrender this time spent together to you. May it serve your purposes. For we are here only to be truly helpful. We are here to represent you who sent us, so we don't have to worry about what to say or what to do, because you who sent us are directing us. And we are content to go wherever you wish, knowing that you go along with us and that we will be healed as you teach us how to heal. Show us what you would have us do, where you would have us go, what you would have us say, and to whom. That together as one, we walk free from this room today, even from not just this building, from this experience, feeling better, more uplifted, and a little more Beltane-y, Beltane-ish, Beltane-esque, that we may enjoy this path. Thank you. So motivates. Which is intuition. Everything I teach in 3 levels. Magic, miracles, mysticism. I want you to think eau de toilette cologne perfume. Right? For my aromatherapy people, you know what I'm talking about. You get the real deal, the perfume that will last on you forever. Eau de toilette, 20 minutes later, it's gone. So I'm going to talk about intuition in these 3 levels. The reason why I call this witch's intuition is because what's the other phrase you hear about intuition? What's it called? Mother's intuition. Now that's nice that it has its own niche market. But the truth is, my job here today is to debunk a little bit of all this, what I call tinfoil hat woo-woo land about intuition. I have been a professional witch. My company, Dragon Circle Productions, S Corporation, we are before LLCs. I'm killed for an LLC now. 20 years, May 1st. Last Tuesday, we did 20 years. The Silver Broom Ministries, 13 years. We need that maypole phallic energy going on, apparently. So I've been doing this for a really long time, and there are a couple of things that I can say about intuition, because I am a professional intuitive. I started reading tarot when I was 12 years old. I used to read when I went to college in the clubs in the 80s. Barter had a really, really good time, and boy, when the devil card keeps coming up for every client, you learn quick what's going down. So as a professional intuitive, there are some things I would like to impart with you. So we're going to start with some of the basics. One of the big misconceptions about intuition that I think witches need to embrace is that somehow intuition is a gift. Oh, he's got the gift. I'm like, I do, but it's not up here, sweetheart. That's Sicilian DNA. What? Whoa, they got the gift. Intuition is not a gift, it is a skill. Every single one of you has intuition because it is an aspect of consciousness, of awareness. So the more you can break that down for yourself, it's not a gift. If everybody's got it, it ain't a gift. Now, playing piano, that seems like a gift to me. I couldn't get past Willie the Whale, right? Like, music's not my thing. I'm a verbal artist, right? But, you know, anybody could learn to play the piano, but not everyone's going to be a virtuoso. So I want you to think of a bicep muscle. I had some fun last night, so my bicep muscles are a little bigger than they ordinarily would be, sort of like pseudo push-ups. But if everybody's got a bicep muscle, what's the difference between perhaps my bicep muscle and some red hot, roided out bodybuilder? Well, steroids. Development. So you can absolutely refine and develop your intuitive skill. Never again call it a gift. It's a skill, it's a skill, it's a skill. And witches need it. You need to be able to walk into a room and go, Or you need to walk into a room and go, oh. That, get me the hell out of here, is intuition. And what do you do if you don't listen? What happens afterwards? Oh, why didn't I listen to it? So the basic, bare bone, open, front door open way to develop your intuition is to, number one, listen to it. Number two, trust it. And number three, act on it. Maybe take a baby step. Because everybody wants intuition to be, and I'm going to do a nice little throwback for you here, Phoebe Halliwell. Oh, what a beautiful piano. Oh, we have an innocent to save. Charm. I can speak charm fluently. Show us Milano. Bless her tainted heart. Yes, I'm the missing charmed one. It's true. So that's the thing. It's not that, but the first level of intuition. I want you, let's talk chakras. Because you know they are pagan. They're just not, Western European. They're India. That's Sanskrit. That shit predates anything we got going on by thousands of years, right? So I want you to think the lower three chakras. The root, I get to touch my ass in church. Sacrum, the solar plexus. These three navigate survival intuition. That's turn left, turn right. You know who has the best? So let's debunk another one. Intuition is spiritual. You know who has the best survival intuition? Drug dealers. Right? They can sniff a narc 1,000 feet away. They just know. It's that thing of like, nope, I'm not selling nothing. Miss Vanjie. See, you know who RuPaul's Drag Race. You don't know who Miss Vanjie is. You are out of the loop. That's my new coven. RuPaul's Drag Race coven. So get that. That is that turn left, turn right. Really important, good place to start because it's the foundation. It is the foundation. When you look at a menu, do you say, what do I think like having? You say, what do I feel like having? The mind can talk you into or out of anything. The gut rarely lies. Here's why you don't want to develop it. You'll know when people are lying to you. And you will ignore it. Because you want to believe that they're not. That they are wholesome and innocent with the best of intentions. With a tattooed neck. Somebody asked me before what my type was. I was like, hot and troubled, apparently. That's my type. Healer, chicken dealer. Okay. So that think of that survival level. For the rest of my life, to the best of my ability, I am going to tune into these three lower energy centers. Listen, pay attention, baby step. Now, if you want to really test yourself, turn off your GPS going home today. Right, pull over, take a few deep breaths and say, okay, drive me home. Now drive slow, piss off everybody else behind you and say, I'm doing spiritual practice. Turn left, turn right, see where you end up. Intuition, drive me. That's happened, so that's worked out for me a lot of times. Cruising. Second level, that was the Ode to Twilight. Let's talk the cologne. Now cologne is the perfume cup with alcohol, which I like. So I want you to think heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Yet we're going to talk about the eighth for that last piece. This is the alchemical laboratory. It's the psychological world, the world behind your eyes. This is creative intuition. And you use it every day. How many of you cook, like, regularly? Like, you're making a meal for yourself, for your family, for your friends, whatever. So even before you step into Stop and Shop, aren't you like, what do I want to make? You start visualizing, you start choosing, you feel it out. And it happens like lightning. It goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Well, I could make macaroni and cheese, but the guy with the neck tattoo is coming. So why don't I do, right, back and forth, nothing has hit the ground yet. You haven't even spent money to buy the things yet. But how that feels, the alchemical dance between the inspiration, the information, the choice, willpower, and the emotion, go back and forth, then it has to make its way past the pinch in the hourglass that is the solar plexus. Do I have the guts for it? Do I have the money, the time, the energy for it to hit that root chakra and start manifesting and you take action? Are we demystifying this? I hope so. Because witches need their intuition. It's a skill. Wouldn't you hate it if on your deathbed you found out that you were an heir to $10 billion? Wouldn't you be like, bitch? Right? That would have changed things, right? Well, this is that kind of thing. This is a power. You know, everybody wants to like levitate. Well, I'm a piper. I can freeze a yellow light in traffic. I'm a hand witch, not a sandwich, a hand witch. Right? Everybody wants an active power like that, like it's freaking Charmed. Well, this is something that starts off as an interior that makes its way to the exterior pretty clearly. How many professional readers? I know we've got one right there. Raise your hand. How many people barter? I won't barter. Well, unless they're hot, then maybe I'll barter. But you know, people are like, can I make you lunch? I'm like, I'm $100 an hour. That better be some fucking good lunch. I told you I'm a person church. There we go. Yay. Well, that's the thing. If you're only working it with a client, you're given the best, which you should give your best to your client. But why are you leaving yourself out of that loop? How many Reiki people are there in the room? Please raise your hand, Reiki people. Come on, you can't swing a dead cat on Long Island without hitting a Reiki master. I remember when Reiki came to Long Island back in the 90s. Do you remember Body, Mind, and Soul in Huntington? Well, one time, I was their first employee. God, my hair was really long. I was so hot. We all were. Where was I? I do believe I jumped a track on that one. But that you absolutely bring yourself into that loop. To bring that power into every choice you make. Now, just like the drug dealer waking up in the morning, sitting at a little, I don't know, crackhead altar or whatever. Oh, great Dionysus and Hermes, please keep the narcs away from me, give me a signal, give me a sign, right? No, it's just instant. But then you start bringing in, once that foundation is there, then you can start going to creative intuition. Like, because you create your own reality, I create my own reality, except with that bitch over there. I didn't attract her. Law of distraction is what I call it. Walk away. Because then we get to that third level of power. Visionary intuition. Everybody wants visionary intuition. Everybody wants to see the big picture. For what purpose did I incarnate is not a question, it's an invocation. The gods will come for you. Not why am I here? Why did I incarnate? What are my contracts? Give me the bigger picture of not why things happen the way they do, not reasons. Here, I'll save you a lot of money and a lot of therapy. The gods do not truck in reason. That's a human thing. You want to know why they called or didn't call, why that happened or did, why that spell did or didn't? Don't ask for reason. Look for purpose. And purpose always shows up in hindsight, if you're lucky, right? So the best that you can do, if you get that visionary intuition, is to get this flash. No words, maybe a picture, some sensation hits you like lightning. The hero's journey. Any of you familiar with the hero's journey? Well, you've seen Star Wars, you've seen the hero's journey. We're all heroes on our own individual journeys. And you can pray, there's only so much candle wax you can burn, witches. I mean, really. How many Shabbat candles you gotta buy? 100, what is it, $10 for 100 tea lights? Man, I gotta burn through those. How much wax you gotta do unless you're removing hair, right? You can pray, you do your spiritual practice, but the truth of the matter is the gods give you grace and guidance every day. Your job is to be open to it. And sometimes that visionary intuition comes. Now what? If you don't have the creative level in place to feel it out, to chew on it, the throat chakra, every chakra has its own intuitive voice. The throat chakra, for me, I've boiled down to 3 modes: spit, swallow, and chew. It says way more about me than probably it should, but it does. That sometimes you're supposed to spit it out. You're supposed to say, back up. I will not suffer a fool. With a fool, no season spend or be counted as his friend. No. Sometimes when someone says, do these jeans make me look fat? And you want to say G-E-N-E-S or J-E-N-E-S? Which do you mean? Do you just come out and brutally, truthfully just be like, it ain't the jeans, bitch? No, you swallow that. You go, no, you look great. You look great. Your aura is just, it's sparkling. Hopefully you're telling something near the truth at that point. But then there's chew. There's chew. You chew the heart, the jagged little pill. Thank you, Alanis Morissette, wherever you are. You chew the edges off that jagged little pill of truth. How do I say this? How do I, the Dalai Lama said, truth without compassion is brutality. And these are powers of the witch that when you cast, where are you casting from? Are you casting from this place of, yeah, this feels good, this is what I want, or God damn it, I want it, goddess damn it. Pan, damn it. I want it now. Closed fist. That's creative. That's creative. So let's say you get visionary intuition. Holy crap. I am Batman. Gotta work it. But if you don't have that survival intuition, turn left, turn right. Go in there. Don't go in there. Get the hell out of here. Plant yourself. Follow that path of wisdom. Step by step by step by step. And this don't mean dick. 8th chakra is lovely. It's fascinating. But language stops at the third eye. Crown chakra has no language. 8th chakra has no language. Right? So how do you, I love this word, metabolize the gifts of the gods, the inspiration. You're praying, please just show me. Papa needs a new pair of shoes. You know, whatever you're casting for. Well, you know, it's spelled casting, not spelled strangle the shit out of. You have to like let it go. It's what your release returns to you, not what you bind to you with every breath and every thought. To surrender that so your intuitive field can be clear. And then I notice for myself, because my spells always work, they just don't always work the way I expect them to. But they work. I have dated the same guy in 9 different bodies for 20 years. Learning curve. Big time learning curve. Hot and troubled. On my shrine. By the way, I'm putting that, I've been saying this on video a lot lately. When I croak, because spoiler, I'm gonna someday. You all are, right? I don't want a gravestone, I want a shrine. And I want written on that shrine, carved in stone, all the funny shit that I said throughout this life. You can have some pithy stuff. Simple, need, not imply, easy. That's true. But I've got a really bad one that I will not say to church because I'm pretty sure the roof will come down on us with all sorts of that. So how can I feel a room? How do I know what I can get away with and what I can't? Well, at the Silver Broom in the Malachite room in Sayville, that's my office. That's my space. I can get away with just about anything there. Why? I'm on the board. What do they do? Fire me? Nobody wants my job, right? But walking into a venue like this, that's why, you know, I wasn't being aloof. I was scoping. First, second, third chakra, sweeping. What can I get away with here? What can I? Then I walked in here and I heard the acoustics and said, I'm going to say motherfucker. See, you just said it. That's why I'm wearing sneakers, you know. Insulation. No lightning on me. Zeus loves me anyway, son of Zeus. So, I want you to really think magic, miracles, and mysticism. If you're working on magic, yes, check all the chakras. Feel it all the way through. Bring that inspiration down, but really like, do I really need to spend $250 for absolute rose oil? Your second chakra will probably go, oh, you want to do a second chakra test? Oh, this is fun. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't worry, I won't touch it. We're good. Okay. Now I want you to think of somebody that you think of as 10,000 degrees hot. It can be a celebrity, it can be anybody. We're not going to share who they are. Now imagine them walking up to you and just being like, hi. You know that hi. That little lilt in it, like, hi. You could be mine if the price is right. Listen to your second chakra. What is it going? It's going, Little cavemanish. Now imagine a certain elected official hitting on you. That was fast, huh? That tells you everything you need to know. No, my second chakra left. So out of here. That is grace. That is guidance. That's your soul. Interesting. What's the true name of the second chakra? I know the Sanskrit, but it's the sacral chakra, as in sacred. One's secret abode, the seat of the soul. It's not just for sex and money, although that's in there too. So think about when you're paying bills, how does it feel? PSNJ. T-Mobile. Right? To say, okay, let me step back from this a little bit. I need to do this from a better place because I've already received the service. This is about me flowing my time, my effort, my energy back to balance the scales. Then try it. See how all of that feels. I have the benefit at the Silver Broom, because if you've ever been in the Malachite room, you know we have this little window that kind of looks out into the hallway and then out to the path, people walking up. Oh, so where's my purse? This is about the drag queen moment, I need it. And you see women walking up the path. Right? You know what's going on? Their root chakra is going, nope, not a match, nope. And it makes you jumpy, right? Where other people walk in and they're like, oh, I feel like I'm home. That's root chakra intuition, also called fight or flight. Now, don't know which need that? Not just on first dates. Don't know which need that? How does this place feel? Is it a match? Do I put down a root here? Or am I, two witches walk into a bar. Both of them get that. One says, I'm out. The other says, no, I want to stay, I want to stay. Guess who gets roofied? Right? That's the world we're in. When you don't know whether to let your pentacles slip out or not. I mean, I got one tattooed on my arm, and now it's the weather. You know, the weather's nice, it will show. But this one at Stop and Shop, I'll check in the parking lot, I'm like, nope. Don't feel like explaining myself while I'm picking out how many grain breads I want. You know, I get 355 grain bread. It's practically a brick, but it's good for digestion, right? Picking that stuff up on Grinder, on Scruff. I use that shit like a divination system. Who's to right? Swipe left, swipe left. That, if not the witches, then whom? If not the witches, then whom? If you are working towards financial abundance, financial freedom, just trying to get your bills paid, these lower three chakras will really guide you step by step. But you have to develop as you go. How many of you are looking for true love? It's a rough path. It takes a warrior's courage, honor. It's rough. You got to learn to forgive. So people say, how do I know when I'm done forgiving? Ready? Here's the worst answer, but it's the truth. It's such an intuitive truth. When you're thankful it happened. Yeah. Because you learned from it. You grew. Right? You developed. You reset your boundaries. Here's another big one. Intuition and self-esteem are directly linked. If all of you woke up tomorrow morning, and I don't know, pick an angel, pick a god, Archangel Michael, Hera, great Hera, right, shows up in your dream before you wake up and says, we've got a thing we need you to do. We need you to start an organization to help the children. You've got to help the children. You've got to feed the children. And you wake up, and it's ringing through your system. The gods came, the angels came. Let me call Donna first and see what she says. It's self-esteem. It's your guidance. No one else is going to get that guidance unless they're directly involved in the project. So, how do you develop your intuition? You understand that self-esteem is not a noun. Advertisers want you to think it's a noun so you could buy some. It's not. It's a verb. Self-estimation. Where am I? And you think you do it once. Every choice and decision you make is based on it. So to make that a conscious process, estimating myself, how am I doing? Not on a good, bad scale, but am I doing the best that I can? How does this feel? What's going on in my energy system? Where is energy hemorrhaging to the past because I haven't forgiven myself or someone else, or into the future because I'm afraid or worried? To sever that, pull that energy back and say, no, I need to be here now. I am worthy of what I want, and I have to be here in the present moment. Self-estimation will help develop your intuition. Guess how you develop your self-estimation? By allowing, listening to, and taking action on your intuition. Two sides of the same coin. If not us, then who? Do we really want the muggles in charge forever? Have I made that a racially charged term? Muggles. You know, in Wicca, I don't know if they still use the word, but they have a worse word, Cowan, C-O-W-A-N, it means the uninitiated. I think muggles is a little softer. Cowan! Muggles. I'll admit I have days I'm like, oh, maybe the Malfoys were right. I used to struggle with that. Oh, by the way, I am a Ravenclaw. Can you guess? Ravenclaws, shout out! Ravenclaw! They would have hated me at Hogwarts. Oh my God. Everything in the potions class would have been at least 50 proof. My lifelong patrons Dionysus shocked. Should not be. So I'm keeping my eye on that watch back there because I want to make sure I leave time open for questions and whatnot. But before we do that, I would like you to do a little exercise with me, nothing heavy duty. You don't have to close your eyes for this, but I find it helps. First thing I want you to do is lay a hand upon your heart. You can do a mudra, you can, whatever. Wait, did I do it though? Just so that your awareness is drawn to that area. Now, whether it's your heart chakra or your, aorta, whatever, general area. And now focus on your breath. And slow your breath down. I know you want to rebirth yourself. You want to hatha yoga. You want to do all that element of air stuff. But just slow it down like when you feel safe. Snuggled in your bed. On the couch. Big ass cup of noodles. Right? You feel that? Your awareness is in your chest. Your breathing is slowed. Now just see what these words do for you. I'm going to say them first person, but you breathe them in first person. I'm enough. I'm doing the best I can. I chose to be a witch before I even took a body this time around. I want to know the gods intimately. I want guidance and grace. I'm worthy of guidance and grace. And it's all a learning curve. There's no competition in this. There's no measuring stick. I'm enough. I may not be ready. I may not even be able. But I'm willing. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to love in whatever increments I'm ready for. I am willing. And I'm willing to enjoy this life. Because chances are when I croak, I'm going to be given a choice to come back or not. And do I want to look over my shoulder and say, damn, I had the guidance, but I didn't listen. Or, my goodness gracious, I could have, but I was afraid. I let emotion short-circuit my intuition. Do you want to leave this life with unfinished business? Or do you want to come back one more time around to just give him heaven and hell all at the same time? Now just notice that feeling in your heart. What does that feel like? You don't have to answer verbally, but it feels good, doesn't it? Giving yourself a break, self-love. Well, what you might not know is that your hypothalamus in your brain is matching that emotions with chemicals and amino acids and hormones, anti-aging ingredients, repairing cells, all without you making it happen, but just tuning into truth. The truth of who you are. The truth of what you are. You may not have been a witch in every life, but you have had intuition as a skill in every life. And no one's judging you. Oh, the gods may play chess with our lives, but we are their children. We used to be called the hidden children of the gods. I don't think we're so hidden anymore. You can open your eyes. What's the point of community events like this? So that we can, what is it, like Gay Pride Day, when they come out? Back in the room, lock the door. Digital lock. I know, some of us can't help it because of where we live. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jackie Beltane, the founder of Long Island Beltane 25 years ago. No shit, she's the reason I'm here. Because I'm like, Jackie's coming? All right. She's bringing her ass up from Alabama. I will go. I will go. So I said, no, listen, I'll do it. What else is there in life than the fulfillment of your path? Whatever that is. Only you know what it is, but do you know what it is here? You may know what it is here, but every day you get to choose to live in wisdom or in woe, as in woe is me. Wisdom or in woe. One last thing I'll say before I open this to questions. You know why people don't like following their intuition? It doesn't get them what they want. It gets them what they need. And not on a personality level. See, I'm gay. If you couldn't intuit that already, you really need to go. You need to go to Target, get yourself a Kadar, tune it, fresh batteries. They say, there are people who say, oh, it's a choice, it's a choice, it's a choice. Well, I agree, it's a choice, it's a pre-incarnational choice. It's to say, you make that choice up here, but once you incarnate, that shit's baked in. All right? There's no choosing it once you're down here. That's in there. So whatever your path is, in any life, in any situation, you may get carried away by the element of air, thinking. You may get carried away by the power fire, I want, I don't want, I want. You might get swept away on a wave of emotion, joy, despair, ecstasy, powerlessness, the whole emotional spectrum. But you're not your thoughts. You're not your desires, your will, your choices, past, present, or future. You're not your emotions. I know water signs, it's hard. I'm Pisces moon, honey, I know, but I'm a Virgo. Thank God for those 4 planets in Virgo. And you're not earth, you're not the body. You are the spirit. Immortal, eternal, guiltless, sinless, faultless. This is just the avatar. And I don't mean the blue-skinned avatar. You are the computer avatar. This is a video game. This is a virtual reality, which means not exactly real. Ask the quantum physicists and the ancient mystics. Play your role. Follow your guidance. You may not always get what you want, because that's the personality. The personality has wants and desires, but the soul always wins. And what if it wants endurance? What if it wants to be strong enough to handle divine force flowing through the body? Then you might have to go through some tricky shit over and over and over again. So you can see people like, but my gut, my heart, my soul told me to do this. And he was married. Swipe left. Right? Because you needed that. It may not have been what you wanted, but it's what you needed for your soul to develop. So if you want that lightning to go from eighth to root all at once, what the New Agers call instant manifestation. Oh my God, I'm working with instant manifestation. I said cookie, and my friend Cookie called. Oh my God. The road is the goal. The road is the goal. Every moment. You only have the now anyway. Aren't you fun this now? This is with me? This is your now. This is a golden double. That once you walk out of this room, I'm a teacher. I'm not going to give you an assignment. But I am going to suggest as an exercise, every half hour, every 30 minutes, set an alarm on your clock. Just check it and go, what's going on? Do you want to go to the after party? Can I give you my number? Sometimes you get a... Any questions? By hand, yeah.
First, two things, if I may.
Yeah.
The presentation's fantastic. And the question is, where did you get that fantastic vest from?
This vest has such a backstory. I dated a guy who lied to me, told me that he was divorcing his wife and he wasn't, and we went to the Ren Fair up in Sterling. And I was like, good, you brought your platinum card, you liar. Oh, I got this ring too. Listen, I've lived my whole life with Kid Series. No, I'm fine, what do you mean? I'm not angry. Good?
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else? Otherwise I gotta plug the rest of the time, and I can, I'm good at plugging. Yeah.
Hi, Mark. I love listening to you.
I love talking to you.
As you know, I'm new to this.
Yeah.
And my question is, how do I know the difference between intuition, myself speaking to myself, or messages from my guides?
Well, if you talk to the ancient Vedics, they'll say there is no separation between you and the divine. You are divine at your core. So how I'm going to interpret this question is, how do I know if it's the divine or if it's something going on in the psychology? Write it down. Say a prayer. Because if the intuition is kick them in the nuts, maybe that is divine. Sometimes inspiration is punch them in the face, but what are the chances that that's coming from an unfinished business from the past, a wound? You know, crackheads want crack. We all have our addictions. So that voice of addiction, to become familiar with it, not to suppress it, but to get that, I need to individualize this voice. I know you're an alcohol and abuse counselor. So to kind of be like, okay, that's not, the gods are not telling me to go get loaded. Why? Because I'm working my steps. So in this moment, here's my prayer. God, Goddess, all that is, let me hear your voice only. Any voice of the past, any voice of the future, any chakra. But I need truth, not just what's true. What's true comes and goes. Truth is eternal, immutable. And that's why you want to develop self-estimation, knock off the self-criticism a little bit. Little by little, but I'm doing the best that I can. And that's my vow to the gods. Look, I'm an elder in the solitaries of the Silver Broom. Yes, I'm the founding elder of. Elder means I'm no longer a leader, I'm grandpa. You want to ask grandpa a question, you got to go ask him. And if he has to put down his pipe for you, it better be a good question, because he's going to give it to you right between the eyes. When you're a high priest, you can't do that. Oh no, it's okay. So, you know, when people come in the door, they're looking for candles and crystals and herbs, spell, poof. And beginner's luck, you get that. Because everything's lined up. You're so excited and it's so dangerous. Oh, I'm going to get a free cup of coffee today. Sacred Starbucks, hear my plea. So to learn to differentiate those voices, and that the voice of spirit will not let up. But I will say this, you keep ignoring your intuition, you're signing up for a dark night of the soul. And that's just not a bad day in art school. Dark night of the soul is the fucking worst spiritual mystical transformation, beginning, middle, and end. Sucks. But there is purpose behind it. I've had 2 of them in this life. I'm hoping to not complete the set, but really, every day, praying, just show me. Grant me the grace of humility to know that I do not know, though I am willing to be shown. The grace of hope that I alone do nothing, but that there is a highest good manifesting somehow even in this moment. And the grace of endurance to walk my path with integrity and grace. The gateway grace is maiden, mother, crone. Humility, hope, endurance. But with that kind of power, why would you take the gods seriously? They will take you seriously. But you can't play small anymore. I don't care if you're in the broom closet the rest of your life. Just be true to yourself. Cool? 2-second question, 10-minute answer. Welcome to Mark A. Lyons. Anybody else? All right. We're almost done time. It's got 5 minutes. Now you get to hear my plugs. That was last night. Tomorrow at the Silver Brew Ministries in Sayville, we are having our Beltane Festival. From 1 to 7, we have vendors. A lot of the vendors who are here today will actually be there tomorrow. Gaetana and Amy are doing a little class thing, and then an open ritual in the temple. That's worth checking out. I might have mentioned it before that our coven, the Solitaries of the Silver Broom, is 23 years old. I have a 23-year-old child. Considering it started over a mug of beer with Amy and I at Briggy Henry's. If any of you know Briggy Henry's, that's where it was birthed. I went the Long Island Eagle in Bayshore because that was my turn to choose what night, where we were going. Drawing the Circle Productions. Drawing the Circle Productions is my 20-year-old son now. He's grown a lot. He's gone digital in the past year. We've got over 100 free YouTube videos up there, Drawing the Circle. Come from my business card, it's all on there. And we've even been, over the past month, putting together a subscription service. 3 levels of subscription on drawingthecircle.com, where you can get all sorts of content that you would have to pay a crap load more for on Vimeo. So people ask me, how did you pull this off? 20 years as a professional witch, what? How? Which is intuition. You pray, you ask, you will receive, but is the door open? Or are you leaning up against it because of some shit from the past or some terror of the future haunting you? That we are the hidden children of the gods, and if you didn't know this already, children inherit the qualities of their parentage. You are gods. Be it. Laugh. Laugh at this world. It's not your home. You are a stranger in a strange land. But look, they can't burn us now. Right?
Oh, I bet it's different. I live in Alabama.
Well, Alabama. I'm being very locally sourced here. So if any of you ever need me, because this is my lot in life, I gave my life to, what is it? I am slave to the gods and servant to no man. That's a pretty good deal. That's my vow. So I do whatever the hell they tell me. But I'm here to serve their children, which isn't just all of you, it's all of life. And you think I know what's going to happen every day? Girl. No. But I do my best. And I know I will retire the day I croak. And when I do, this is how I visualize it, okay? So I doubt there are pearly gates, just saying. It's a little high end for me. And they're going to say, oh, Mark, so nice to have you back. And I'm going to look over my shoulder and go, wow, that was some ride. And they're going to say, well, do you want to go back? And I'm going to say, well, do I have to? And they're going to say, well, no. And I'm going to say, what else you got? What's going on Uranus? I will never be able to let that joke go, even in church. Well, you put me, in Rome and the Vatican, I would still say it. That would really fly out of me, man. But it truly was my pleasure. This is my first time doing something public like this in a very long time, because the Silver Broom Ministry, she's 13 years old now. She's bratty. She wants her own iPhone and sparkly sneakers and hang out at the mall. She can take care of herself now. So I'm really looking forward to getting out there, speaking more, doing more videos. And should you ever need my services, drawingthecircle@gmail.com. Oh, and in case you haven't heard, I'm a Facebook whore. Saw you at Beltane. You're in. We good? Let's end with a quickie prayer. Ready? Here we go. Let's just bless the crap out of this world. Nice deep breath. Ground and center. Dearest God, Goddess, all that is, thank you for this time spent together. It is quite the miracle that pagans and witches and the magical oh my can gather together in friendship, in community, brotherhood, sisterhood, as a tribe. A tribe of non-joiners, but a tribe nonetheless. May we all receive your blessings of grace and guidance today. And wherever we walk, may we feel you. may we know you, and may we be a blessing upon this world. Thank you. So motivating.
So motivating.
Thank you all so very much. I was your Reverend.